Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to Intuitive Gems. My name is Desiree, and I will be doing your money, wealth, finance, prosperity, abundance reading for the month of October 2020. Before we get started, I do want to say thank you all so much for helping me to report that channel that was stealing my videos. As of right now, the channel has been terminated. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But as a result, going forward with my readings, you will notice that I will start watermarking and branding my videos and my content as a way to protect myself and to protect my work. I'm going to be experimenting with a few things, so please be patient with me as I figure out what works and what doesn't work. I understand things may be a little bit cumbersome for you all right now, but I'm trying to find a balance of what works for me as the reader and what works for you as the viewer. I don't want anything to take away from our experience here through, doing these videos, but at the same time, I do need to protect my work. So I just want to thank you all so much for understanding and being so supportive. And, I know there's so many of you who have been here with me for since the beginning, and I just want to say thank you. I truly appreciate you. For the readings this month, I'm going to be using my Groovy Waite tarot deck, one of my favorites. I will clarify with my Radiant Rider-Waite tarot deck, and then Capricorn, I will close out with a Halloween oracle card. So let's go ahead and get right into the reading. Oh, all right, Capricorn. All right, you've got some cards here already starting to come out. I think this was this way. At least that's what I was feeling. Okay. All right, Capricorn. What do we need to know for the sign of Capricorn as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of October 2020? What do we need to know for the sign of Capricorn? Wow. All right. All right, Capricorn. You're making moves. You're making big changes. I can see that. You're not wasting any time. You even have people around you who may not agree with some of your decisions right now, but that's okay. You're moving ahead anyway. And you don't have to explain it to anybody. All right, so Capricorn. You've walked away from something, or you let something go. There was something that wasn't working. You had no hesitation about moving the F on. That's how bad it was, or that's how much you felt like you needed to get out. Now, you've got a lot of options, right? You didn't just do this half-heartedly. You didn't just do this without any plan in place. You've got a plan. Excuse me. But we've got the Fool here. Now, not saying that you making the decision to walk away from something was wrong. However, and you did have a plan, but there's some holes in the plan, Capricorn. There's some things that probably weren't exactly thought out. And there's people around you who may not necessarily be supportive or who may not agree. That's fine. But we've got some emotional things here, and you may not have like I said, planned things out perfectly. But I have to tell you, if this is kind of what you're going through, I promise you it's going to work out. Actually, it's going to change your life for the better in so many ways. The Death card is literally a life transformation. So while things have been changing, you've made some decisions, you've taken some action, you've had conversations with family or friends or colleagues or whoever, things have kind of sloppily kind of muddled together. When all is said and done, it's life changing, and it's life changing for the better. This is very exciting. It's like you couldn't have planned it any better, Capricorn. And I'm looking at the cards, and it looks like it's messy. You know how they say things get messy before they get neat again? That's kind of where this is. As we move into this first week of October, Capricorn, things get messy. Now, how does this relate to your money? Well, that's going to be your call. This could be something work-related. This could be something personal that affects your income. Now, when it comes to you making this decision, you kind of had maybe a half plan in place. Maybe it wasn't exactly all detailed out, but you knew it was something that it was time to do. You couldn't wait any longer. Your ability to kind of live life and not fall into a deep depression counted on you making this change, and you did. And sometimes that's half the battle. It's about creating an environment that allows you to be productive, that allows you to thrive. And you can't make money, you can't be happy, you cannot be profitable, you can't, grow and have beautiful ideas and the energy to pursue them if you're miserable. And I really feel like that's what you did, Capricorn. As we move into October, you've taken some action to change your life for the better. Was it the perfect plan? No. But is it going to create the perfect outcome for you? Yes. Yes, wholeheartedly. Is it going to pay off? Yes. Is your life going to be better? Yes. Okay, so I say all this to say, if you're beating yourself up, or if someone's trying to make you feel guilty, or if you're thinking about making a change, because I know we're not, depending on when you watch this, I know we're not in this timing yet, but this is the first week of October. We might be there by the time you watch this. Maybe it's already passed, whatever the case may be. Whenever you watch it is the right timing for you. It works out. You have to trust that you're doing what's right for you and what's right for your money. A lot of the times, the money game is not just the money game. It's also the mindset, okay? And I feel like I have to say that a lot, because a lot of people think money is like independent in and of itself, but it's not. It's connected to our emotions, it's also connected to our health, and it's also connected to our spirituality and our mental health, okay? So once you take care of those things, the money can also be figured out, okay? And I just want to make sure that I express that, because everything's connected, okay? Do not think that one doesn't affect the other. All right, Capricorn. So let's see what else shows up as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance. Okay. Ooh, for the month of October 2020. Okay, got a lot of cards coming out here. And I hope you can see them all. Let me just do that just so I can get them all in frame. Okay, so this is a little bit more cards than I usually pull out, but that's okay. I'm going to roll with it. Okay, as we move into the second week of October, Capricorn, look for some information to be revealed. Something that was once hidden from you, or something that was once deliberately not communicated with you will come through. The information will be announced, will be shared, will be public once we hit the second week of October. This is going to be crucial for you, especially as you start making these changes, especially as it relates to your work. We also have the Seven of Pentacles here. Seven of Pentacles talks about a new reawakening as it relates to your work and to your money. You start to get very passionate, maybe more enthusiastic about the work you're doing, and it starts to pay off. However, we do have to be careful. The devil is giving us a heads up. This is unhealthy attachments. This is unhealthy habits, an unhealthy cycle, something that is unconsciously holding us back because we're either not aware of it or we're kind of caught up in it, usually like in the case of bad habits or sometimes even an addiction. Be very careful. Examine what you're doing and why you're doing it, Capricorn, because this is something that has a direct influence over the money and the income that you're making. We also have the Eight of Swords here. Eight of Swords in the reverse. This is good because this talks about breaking through self-limiting beliefs. You know, not being a prisoner of our own thoughts, not being caged or bound by limiting thoughts about what we're capable of. Now, this is very good, and this is good because we're getting a warning, but this is very good because it tells us that this is not going to be something that lasts for long. You know, we do have some unhealthy attachments, but we're also breaking free through, you know, from some personal limitations that were holding us back. Now we have the Knight of Pentacles and we have the King of Wands. I'm getting the sense the Knight of Pentacles is a person, the King of Wands is a situation. Knight of Pentacles talks about someone close to you, unfortunately not quite showing up for you in the way that you thought they would. This is somebody that you could work with, or it could be somebody who owes you money, or somebody who had promised to give you money. Whatever it is, this person kind of flakes out. You know, I'm sorry to say, but you know, at least you know that, okay, maybe you can't count on this person. But there's somebody here who under-delivers for you in some way. Like I said, either they don't come through with the money, the funds they promised you, or they say, yes, I'll loan you $100, and then they show up with 20. You know, it's somebody like that, and I have a feeling you probably already know who this person is. But just know that probably not somebody who you want to count on or rely on for anything long-term or anything, you know, more permanent. Next we have the King of Wands here. King of Wands in reverse talks about some changes outside of your control happening as it relates to your work. Now this could be at your place of employment. If you're not employed, this still applies because there's changes, there's shifts, there's movement happening as it relates to the work you do. So if you work in your own business, or if you're an independent contractor, just kind of pay attention to like some things that are going to be changing. It's either going to be changing in the way things are done, or it's going to be some changes in like either the system or the process of how your work is done. Okay, and this is something you can't control, unfortunately. This is something that literally it's like, okay, now this is the way it is, and you just kind of have to acquiesce. Next we have the Six of Pentacles. This is always a good card because it talks about generosity. But when he shows up in the reverse, sometimes it talks about a time when you have to really be selfish. You have to be selfish not only with your money, but with your time and your resources. Now, how does this apply when we're talking about wealth, money, finance, abundance? Sometimes you have to be selfish with your resources because there's people who want to take advantage, and you don't want to give something and not be compensated for it in some way. Now I understand sometimes we do charitable works, but you know what? Nowadays nobody's working for free. And I don't make any apologies for that for you, because nobody is here to just work and not get compensated. That's not what we're about. Now I understand people want to donate, some people do charity, I get that, but that's not where we're at right now. Okay? Capricorn, you deserve to be compensated. You deserve to be paid for the work that you do. If somebody is asking, oh, well, can you hook me up? Or, oh, you know, can you maybe do this just this one time and I'll pay you on the next one? No, no, no. That's not what this is about, okay? So I just want to communicate that. You may or may not agree, but I just want you to know, don't set the tone for you to be taken advantage. You know, don't set it up to where you get taken advantage of, okay? protect the integrity of your work. You know, keep yourself in high value. Okay, and I'm not saying you can't work for free, you know, at all, ever. But you'll know when the time is right for that. But the timing for this is right now, or at least in October, the timing is for you to get paid. And I just want to make that clear because I'm feeling intuitively I need to make that clear for somebody because somebody needs to hear it. All right, so let's go ahead and clarify and see what else shows up for the sign of Capricorn as it relates to interesting. Money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance. For the month of October, all right, 2020. All right, Capricorn, now. Sometimes you can be your own worst enemy. I say that because we got the Devil card again. Remember, we saw him here, and here he is again. All right, Ten of Wands, reverse, Devil, Knight of Pentacles, upright, Ten of Swords, upright, Two of Wands in the reverse, Knight of Swords, upright. This is good. All right, Ten of Wands here. This is actually good because it talks about you not taking on too much as it relates to work. You're not, you know, overworking yourself, which is really, really good. However, sometimes, Capricorn, we can be our own worst enemy. Something, I don't know what this is, but something is keeping you stuck. Unhealthy attachment, unhealthy habits. Could be money habits, could be something health related too. You know, obviously the answer will vary depending on your situation and your life. But you need to get on this because this is directly affecting your money. It's directly affecting your income in some way. Now, the good thing is I think this is something that you probably are aware of, and it's something that you're probably trying to work through right now. We have the Knight of Pentacles, which means somebody shows up for you in a very promising way. Somebody either shows up and gives you money, or somebody shows up and offers to pay for something for you. Now, that's different than the Knight of Pentacles here. Remember, we saw the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Here he shows up in the upright. Now, this could be the same person. This could be the same guy trying to make amends and says, hey, sorry, I could only give you $20 last week, but this week I can give you the other 80, right? So you are going to get some help, and you are going to get some financial support. So that's very, very good. This is the only thing we got to worry about. Well, I don't want to say worry. Ten of Swords here. This is betrayal. This is backstabbing. This is somebody not on our side, so to speak. Now, it's interesting because remember I said this Knight of Pentacles, I'm feeling like this is a person. If this is the same person who shows up here, something's going on, and their actions are not genuine, okay? So let's say they do show up with the money. Are there strings attached? Are they going to, you know, make you feel guilty and remind you of the times you were down? Are they someone who you can trust? I don't know. Something's going on with this particular person. Why? Because this card fell onto these two here. So I just want to give you guys a heads up with this person. Either this person is a major flake, not to be trusted, or this person shows up with what they said, but there's strings attached. There's strings attached. So, as it relates to you, Capricorn, you're going to have to figure out if one or both of those scenarios apply. Two of Wands, you're going to be putting a hold on future decisions. You know what? Pretty much every sign is getting this card. And I think it's because of the nature of our world right now. We're going into an election month very soon. We still are dealing with, you know, the virus, our economy. Things are just so up in the air. So many people are putting future plans on hold. So this doesn't surprise me that it's been showing up for every single sign. Finally, we have the Knight of Swords here. The Knight of Swords is the card of speed. This is a quick moving energy. Something happens really quickly, and this is something that's actually very positive. Now, I can tell you that this is something of a digital nature. Swords usually talks about digital technology. Something happens very, very quickly. I want to say that this also is something that could happen like with electronic payments. Sometimes, with debit cards, credit cards, electronic transactions, that type of thing. So I'm getting the sense that that's what this is here. If you are, if this does apply to you, if you are waiting for an electronic transfer, like a wire transfer or something like that, look for, that to finally come through once we hit that third week of October. All right, let's go ahead and see what else shows up for the sign of Capricorn as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance. Okay. For the month of October 2020. What do we need to know for the sign of Capricorn? All right, Capricorn, as we close out the month of October, very interesting here. You're going to be making a lot of decisions, a lot of money decisions. Now, this could be personal finance, but it could also be business finance, okay? But just know you're going to be making a lot of decisions. And they're going to be hard decisions because you have a lot of things that you want to do, but you may not exactly have all the money you need right now in order to do it. Doesn't mean that you're, totally broke, but it just means that you're limited in the action you can take because of the funds that are available to you at this time. And I say that because we have the Judgment card in reverse. We also have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Now, we have the King of Wands here. This is the card of you being watched, but this is in a very good way. It's not like in a creepy stalker way. This is in a very good way. You're catching someone's eye. Usually this is someone, if you work of a supervisor, a manager, an executive, something like that, someone's paying attention to you and they're very impressed and they admire the work you do. They're very proud to call you a coworker or a colleague or an employee, whatever the case may be. Even if you don't have a job, this still applies. If you're a homemaker, if you are a student, whatever the case may be, somebody's watching you and they're very impressed with your work. If you're a student, maybe one of your teachers, your professors is very, very taken back with that wonderful paper you wrote or how easily you aced that test. Someone higher up from you is definitely paying attention to you and you're getting their favor in some way. Now, we also have the Strength card here. The Strength card is a good health card, right? This is a very robust, healthy card. Talks about strength. Also, this talks about mental tenacity. Sometimes in order to win the money game, we have to have mental tenacity. We have to really conquer the money mindset so we can be in the right frame of mind to make some solid money decisions, which is what you are definitely trying to do once we close out the month of October. Now, we have the Seven of Swords here. Again, I'm getting the sense that this is this shady character here because these cards are all touching. We have the Seven of Swords here. Now, this is the card of someone doing something shady behind the scenes. Someone's stealing, someone's lying, someone's being dishonest, or they're doing something, misappropriating things in some way. Now, because, excuse me, this card fell on the Ten of Swords, which fell on the Knight of Pentacles, I have a feeling this is the same person. Now, consider this your heads up, your warning, your kind of wake-up call, whatever this person is. I have a feeling you know who this is, Capricorn. This is not going to be a surprise to you. There's somebody close to you that you can't trust. They're definitely doing something dishonest. They could be lying. They could be stealing, manipulating. One time I did a reading for a CEO of a company, and this card came up when somebody was embezzling money from him, right? And he knew who it was. It was a woman. And he told me, he's like, oh yes, I know who she is. And he knew what she was doing, but he hadn't fired her yet. he let her go because he was accumulating evidence. So that way, when it was time to prosecute, it would have been an easy case. And that's exactly what he did. So I share that with you because you may know who this person is, and it may be very clear what they're doing. They're doing something shady. And you may have to wait a little while before you confront them, if you ever do. Because sometimes people will dig their own grave, right? Just like that woman who was embezzling, and she didn't know, but she was stacking up the evidence against herself with every transaction she did. I have a feeling that that's what this is here. It's like the person is incriminating themselves more and more the more time goes on, okay? So this is just something that you need to be careful of, because you need to protect yourself, Capricorn, and you need to protect your money. And like I said, I have a feeling you already know who this is, and you will handle it in the right way for you, in the right timing for you as well. Finally, we have the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. Again, this is where I see you're trying to make some money decisions. You're trying to make some financial plans and financial decisions and financial, just goals. But you're working on it. You're doing the best you can with what you have, and that's really all you can do at this time. So you have to give yourself credit for where you are right now. But I promise you, just like we saw with this death card here, your life literally is transforming. August is going to be a very powerful month for you, Capricorn, because things change in a way that is so rewarding and so exciting. You probably won't even recognize your life probably in a few short months. All right, Capricorn, let's go ahead and close out your reading with a Halloween Oracle card. Oh, Lady de los Muertos. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Acceptance and equality. Lady de los Muertos. Acceptance and equality. This is very interesting because we did talk about acceptance a little bit in your reading. But we didn't mention equality, but I guess that's going to be something that probably will show up somewhere for you throughout the month of October. And I really like the face here and the flowers. It's very, very pretty. Interesting. All right, Capricorn, well, you can let me know your thoughts on how this applies to your reading and how this applies to you throughout the month of October 2020. All right, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you'd like to connect with me for a private reading, I will have that information linked for you in the description. And I want to thank you so much for, choosing to spend this time with me. We'll definitely do it all again next month.